I could really use a nice coffee right now. Hello everybody and welcome to Pigknit. If you're not familiar with my channel, nice to meet you. My name is Jessie. I've got a lot of lawn equipment going on outside right now, so I'm hoping that that doesn't pick up in the video as much as it is in this current room. Today's video is episode 3 of my watercolor series, and if you haven't seen previous episodes, you might want to go check them out. Basically what I'm doing is I'm learning watercolor for the first time. I guess like seriously for the first time because I've never really tried it very much before. So I'm documenting my journey as I go along. So I'm going to link the playlist at the end of this video and also in the description if you want to check that out. So today's plan of action was I wanted to paint something that is normally a really boring gray color, but instead use fun colors for shading that you normally wouldn't use. Like, you wouldn't technically see that color on the machine, you know what I mean? I've seen this method used before in a lot of different places and I always thought it looked like super cool, so I wanted to give it a go. And I thought that this weekend would be the perfect opportunity because my neighbor's having a baby and she is a super Star Wars fanatic. Like, her and her husband, their house has like a shrine of Star Wars memorabilia, 5 million Funko Pops and figurines and pretty much everything. So I had the idea for the baby shower to do a watercolor for her, and I was like, I could do something from Star Wars. So I thought to myself, what's a boring gray thing in Star Wars? Pretty much any spaceship. So I decided to do an X-Wing, and don't ask me anything specific about X-Wings because I am not a Star Wars master. I don't know a lot about Star Wars. I enjoy the movies. I haven't seen all of them. My problem with Star Wars is that there's a lot of politics and stuff that you have to pay attention to, and I'm such a bad listener with movies, and I've mentioned before how bad I am with listening. So that's a movie you need to listen to, and I'm not so good at that. So I like it, but I don't think, honestly, my brain capacity is diverse enough to understand it fully and fully appreciate it for what it is. To draw the X-Wing, I actually used a light box to help me out because, listen, I'm not here to learn how to draw Star Wars aerospace vehicles, okay? I'm here to try to paint something gray with fun colors. I wanted it to have that technical line drawing look, so before I painted, I did all of the detailing and outlines using my trusty Micron pen, and I'm always amazed by how waterproof that is. Like, just look at it. It doesn't bleed at all. Like, it blows my mind. I also did some test painting because I wasn't sure of how many colors I wanted to use for the shading. That was also a good idea because my first few attempts I used way too many colors and it was like super rainbowy and I don't know. I just thought it didn't have that look that I was going for, which is why I can't stress enough, if you're concerned about something turning out okay, I think a limited color palette is your best friend. Maybe no more than 4 colors if you can help it. It'll really make it look cohesive. And also I think when I was doing this, one of the things I kept in mind was like, if I had an odd color in there, like some of the yellow, there's yellow detailing on the actual ship. I made it a point to add yellow in a couple of other areas because I didn't want it to just be this like stark yellow in this one spot that doesn't go with anything else. So after failing at all of my test paints, I realized that maybe the reason why it looked like crap was because I'm not painting on a detailed drawing like I would be in the end. So I decided to just go for it, and I told myself to go slow and slowly layer to maintain control, or should we say, stay on target. You know, sometimes I pad around the house and I like do dishes and laundry because I'm so afraid to start a new art project. I wish I could say that fear goes away, but the older I get, I'm realizing I think it just doesn't. In fact, I think I had less intimidation when I was little and art was just 100% from my own refrigerator and there was like no pressure behind it. This painting definitely scared me. I was so afraid to start it because All watercolors kind of scare me, but guys, it took me 25 minutes to do this from start to finish, and that includes the time it took to mix the colors and the time that I was running around trying to find my Jelly Roll white gel pen. I could say I was a little overreacting about it, and it was much less scary than I thought. Not only was it much easier than I thought it would be to do, it was like a true delight. Like, I want to do more of these. And I'm hoping that you guys can maybe give me some ideas of things that you'd like to see painted in this way, because I thought this was so fun and I can't wait to see how it prints out. Like, I'm gonna scan it and then offer prints on Etsy too, and then I was thinking of uploading it to Redbubble because I think it could translate well for things like that. Maybe I'll even do another Star Wars one, who knows. But I'm realizing that I really enjoy using watercolors, which is something that I never expected could be true. I always hoped and dreamed that someday I could be a watercolor artist, but it was always so hard for me that I never really gave it a fair shot, because every time I'd try it would be like a fail. I had the same feeling about running, like going jogging outside. I always dreamed that someday I could be one of those people that likes to go jogging outside, and now I can say with confidence I like running outside, and I also like to watercolor. I'm just so proud. So a couple of my takeaways, I've been trying to mention a couple of things that I learn each time that I do this. This time I didn't learn a whole ton. I learned that I need to stop being such a dang chicken, but I also learned that my sliding glass door in the back office is great to sit in front of and paint for lighting purposes. Unfortunately, I had to sit on the floor to do this, and I don't know if when my desks are in place, if I'm still gonna get that great lighting because my back will be to the door, but I don't know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But another takeaway I had is kind of just a useful, I guess, product hack that I had. So we had one of those trays that I think it was technically meant for laptops. So it has this like padding on the bottom, and then it has a detachable wooden desktop, quote unquote, a small one. This is that green thing that you guys can see in the background. I think the whole point was to prevent your legs from roasting to death from the laptop. So we bought a couple of them years ago, never used them, like barely ever. But I've never had an artboard that I can attach watercolors to, like how you tape down the watercolor to keep it in place and prevent it from curling up as much as possible. So I decided to rip the padding off the back, and it works great. It's nice and big. It's got a handle, as you can see, so you can carry it around. So I think I'm going to keep using that, and I feel good about myself because it never feels good when you buy something and then you never use it. So if you can somehow find a use for it later on, it's like, it makes you feel better about that splurge that you made probably 8 years ago is when we bought that. I have no idea. I hope you guys like the way this turned out. I hope that you're enjoying this watercolor series. And when you guys see my next video next Friday, my birthday will have already passed. So my birthday is June 6th, which is Tuesday. I'm expecting birthday snaps, shout outs on Twitter, Instagram. Spread the birthday love, guys. Come on. And maybe next week I'll talk about my birthday. I don't know how it went or whatever. But all I know is right now I'm going to Mighty Taco. My only plans for my birthday right now are to go to Dunkin' Donuts anytime I choose during my birthday week, because I celebrate birthday week the whole week. It's not a day, it's a whole week. I'm going to go to Dunkin', and I'm going to go to Mighty Taco, which is a local taco chain that's similar to a Taco Bell, but it's only in the Buffalo area. And anyone that tries it outside of Buffalo would probably think it's nasty, but Buffalonians are obsessed with Mighty Taco, so I'll be hitting that up. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Mine's going to be really busy. If you made it this far in the video, leave me a comment below letting me know what would you like to see more of from my channel this summer. Do you want to see more of this watercolor series? Because there's a chance I'll be doing another watercolor video very soon because I have another idea. So let me know. Or just leave me a comment saying hi, because you guys know how much I love getting comments and I respond to as many as I can. So there's that as well. If you guys like this video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys next week.